Welcome back to the Ennui Talk. I'm your host, Matthew Winter. This is episode 212 of the Ennui Talk. Well, the thing is, the theme's already going to pay over the top, so now we're confusing the listeners to what's going on.
It's the
fourth annual Halloween we have spooktacular. Woo! I'm your host, Matthew Winter, and
you put up on social media was pretty funny.
Which one?
The one where like you dressed up and I didn't.
Which is real.
That was a well executed script. If you ask me.
Yes.
That was well done.
Hey, this is it. Ready? For those who are listening, I'm actually looking at my hand pretending it's a script, and I've written notes. Hey Ben, why have you not worn your outfit? This is very embarrassing for me. This is a good bit.
Yeah, here's the thing though. You just like dump bits like that on me.
You know, that's when you get the genuine reactions.
But then I panic. Because I'm like, shit, this is a bit.
But I think the best bits...
Like, I'm not great at improv. Like
no, you're fucking dog shit.
So like,
you always have been.
Like, I gotta like, I sort of panic. I'm like, oh fuck, what can I say that's funny?
Which is never anything. But you do a good job. Like, I think it's like I do the bulk of the work, and you just pretty much say you look like a pedophile, and then laughter ensues.
You do look like a pedophile.
I don't.
Like I'm worried about Mick Happy Day.
What?
In all the cases that are going to come out.
Leave Mick Happy Day out. God. I watched this guy, and his name's Quadeca, and he did a video recently, and it was called 16 Styles of Rap, and he had some guy like make the beats, and he sounded like, obviously he doesn't sound exactly the same, but he rapped like all these different rappers and did their style and like sounded exactly like them, like Lil Dicky, Drake, Tyler the Creator and stuff. And it's just really creative, and it just makes me want to be a rapper.
It's bad you shit.
Should I actually start my rap career as Little Marty?
No.
People call me Marty at work all the time.
You should be like beef, like Little Beef Stew or something like that.
Little Beef Stew. Your Little Beef Stew on that beat. 2021. Actually, I was on TikTok. There was.
Why are you using black voice?
No, that's my rap voice.
Why are you using black voice?
Yeah. You're the one who's making it racist.
You sound like Smouse.
That was a cultural appropriation, but me, I'm not cultural appropriation.
That right there was the longest blackface anyone's ever done, and gotten away with it.
Yeah, he is offensive. He's an offensive man. But I like his comedy.
Funny though,
most of it. It is funny. Racism's funny.
Here's the thing though. I feel like you should be allowed to do shit like that.
Please elaborate, because we are on a podcast
for creative purposes.
I understand. Like they've said the N-word in like Django Unchained.
Robert Downey Jr. did an entire movie in blackface.
Ronnie Albert Jr. Is that what you said? You said Ronnie Albert Jr.
I did fuck it up.
You did.
Robert Downey Jr.
Albert. Yeah, Ronnie Albert Jr.
Yeah, like Fat Albert. Hey, it's Fat Albert.
That's a whole joke.
Yeah, but like for creative purposes, you could probably do it. He probably should have said the N-word as much as he did.
He did say a lot, didn't he?
Fucking oath.
But actually, here is something that I found interesting. Do you think that to an extent, comedy in terms of films, and in terms of like pieces like that, is dead?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Name 100%. The last biggest comedy film. Exactly. They're all like
rom-coms now, though.
That's it. It's all a mix.
Like, I don't think I've genuinely seen a comedy movie that's funny from start to finish without some sort of dramatic plot planted in the middle.
But that's the same thing on like YouTube as well. Comedy's not big on YouTube whatsoever. Comedy has very much gone into podcasting. Like all the biggest comedians have a podcast of some sort now.
Yeah, some of them fucking shouldn't.
No, some of them fucking shouldn't at all. Remember that clip we've discussed in the podcast before? It's the Asian comedian. I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about how he got molested by a guy with Down syndrome. So like we look at that
That's
and we compare it to that is funny though. Like we look at that and compare it to stuff that we've said before. Like
it makes us look tame.
You need to make a joke though. Do you know what I mean? It's like when people just go N-word. Like that's not funny.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a genuine moment in his life, and he probably might have some issues from it, but he knew people would find it funny, so he made a joke out of it. You know,
it's the absurdity of the situation.
Yeah, and it sounded so fucking made up. It sounded like a bit. But I genuinely believe him as well. Like I reckon he was molested by a girl with Down syndrome.
And then he was like, it's like, okay, I want to say it, but you can't laugh when I say it.
Yeah.
And then he goes,
but the way because he escalates it.
So I was brutally molested.
You know, like he knew they would crack.
He's like, and that's not everybody's type of humor, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But you know, we all have our different types of humor. See, mine,
it's like
is really good.
Have you seen
funny.
The podcast with Bert? What's it called?
Bert Kreischer?
Kreshner, something like that?
Yeah, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
And how there's the bit, and who's the other guy in it?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I know it as well. It's Bert Kreischer. Do you know Bert Newton died, by the way?
Who the fuck's Bert Newton?
He was on 20 to 1, that show on Channel 10 years ago. Nobody is going to understand.
Oh, was it that fat guy? The fat bald guy?
Fat redhead. I think he was had red hair.
Fucking fine.
One of those.
Two bears, one cave.
Tom Segura. I know Tom Segura.
There's a bit in that podcast. I only saw it on like a reel, and they talk and like someone asked Bert to name the three dwarves he most relates to. But they're talking about Snow White dwarves. And he fucking names like Wee Man, the guy from Game of Thrones. It's the funniest shit you've ever seen.
That's funny.
Because the moment he clicks and realizes that he fucked up is like when the other guy's halfway through answering the same question. And he proper it's a proper spit take. He has a mouthful of water, proper spits the shit everywhere.
Tim Dillon on his podcast. I've been listening to Tim Dillon like every single episode of his podcast after I heard him on Joe Rogan, the best podcast of all. And he did this bit where it was talking about, look, there's all these jobs. There's so many jobs that just no woman should do. Like it just doesn't work with a woman doing the job. Like they just shouldn't be doing it. Like any higher education whatsoever, any education over the age of like the 3rd grade, working at zoos or working in, aquariums or anything like that, definitely not. Working in entertainment, definitely not. No women in entertainment whatsoever. And he just keeps going and going for like a good 2 minutes, and then it's a good bit. Like you need to. I don't know. I think he's one who has good. When you can tell someone's being sarcastic as well.
Yeah, it's probably a bit about like if you know that the story's gonna get a laugh, tell it. If you know how to deliver it to get a laugh, tell it.
Delivery is all.
If you can make sure you don't sound genuine when you do it, you can deliver it.
Oh god, yeah. So delivery is a lot of comedy, absolutely. Like that's what one thing I've always had to work on. Like I can write good jokes and tell good jokes and be funny, but it's all in delivery.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, there's just some shit that, obviously people are going to take offense to it, but it's funny.
It is. I don't know. I think it's you look at our target audience, the people who we actually want to listen to the podcast and engage with that content, they're going to find that a lot of things we've talked about funny. It is what it is. We're not appealing to
the same humor attracts similar humor.
Exactly. That was a shit way of saying it, but I know exactly what you're saying.
If I'm into super dark humor because that shit's fucking funny. It fucking is funny. No one can say it's not funny. I mean, yes, you can say it's not funny, but it's
you
to me.
You can't say it's not funny. Are you a gatekeeper now, cunt?
Yeah. It genuinely is the funniest shit I've ever heard, and it makes me laugh every time. But then there's other people who find it offensive. But then there's other people who find some shit funny. I'm like, that's just not funny. I
notably know. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but you're a piece of shit.
This is about the dog.
No, it was. I wasn't going to mention the
Okay.
the fucking the dog thing, but I was actually going to mention in the movie That's My Boy, we found out that
Oh,
the
yeah.
wife of Andy Samberg has been having sex with the brother, incest.
Yeah. That's fucking weird.
That's
That
funny.
is fucking weird.
That's funny,
Nah. See, that's just something I don't find funny.
and that's fine. You just go, okay, I don't find it funny. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. Speaking of, I watched a video that came from my feed yesterday. I just want to find it because it was quite interesting. I'm just looking at my history right now. Give me a second. It was called. I actually can't find it now. It was something like, no, I cannot find it whatsoever. Of course, it's gonna fucking happen. It was something about like sexual assault on men used as comedy in popular culture. Like it's like, oh, if a man gets sexually assaulted, and they use it in all the humor. Like it's in movies.
Sort of is.
Well, it is like, but you see it in like 21 Jump Street and movies like that.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, that's a very much a mainstream movie, like extremely.
But the target audience for that movie is frat boys.
Is it?
Oh, it'd have to be. Think about it.
I don't know. I guess so. Like, but I feel like, okay, I'm a Jonah Hill fan. I feel like somebody like me is definitely target.
But like frat boys fucking love Jonah Hill.
Do they?
Oh fuck yeah, man!
I guess I don't know.
He does James Franco and Seth Rogen. They all fucking love him.
They're very much like the mainstream, like comedy stars.
There's like, you could almost break it down into like eras of comedy in film. So your OGs be like, all the old cunts who are probably dead by now. Fuck them.
What, like, what's that movie series where it was the, Monty Python. Like that,
like
the
Monty
first
Python.
ones.
Yeah. And then it would have moved into like, those vacation movies with the cunt out of fucking National Lampoon. Yeah, it would have moved into that would have been key comedy. And that right there, I reckon, was almost Monty Python, you could probably say, was the birth of dark humor. But like those National Lampoon movies were like, they were really starting to like test the waters of what they could find funny and what people probably found offensive.
Fuck yeah.
And then you sort of move into like when Adam Sandler was young, when he started making his movies, and he would make movies that was like genuinely like, oh, it's pretty fucking ballsy to make at that time. You know, where he had like all the gay people, like gay couples and stuff. It's like back then gays weren't really liked that much. And then you move into like the early 2000s with like, what's his name, with Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher. You know, like Dude, Where's My Car? Dude, Where's My Car? Or like, what's the other one? Dukes of Hazzard with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, and like you move into that sort of era of it.
Move into that sort of like dry humor where it's like pretty like dumbed down, just dumb people doing dumb shit.
And then after that, I feel like it's very much that heavy. It's the Judd Apatow in terms of movies he's produced and directed. The Superbads, the 40-Odd Virgin, all of those guys, like, Steve Carell, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill.
They're almost like indie film humor.
It is, because that's what it was. It was very much like, because they started. Have you ever seen the show called? It was made by Judd Apatow. It's on the tip of my fucking tongue. Judd Apatow, because it was the first ever thing that Seth Rogen was ever in. James Franco had done some acting like before that, but like this was the big show that like put them on the map. Absolutely. It was called, where is it? I can see it right here. It was like Late Freaks and Geeks. That's what it was called. It had James Franco. It had Seth Rogen. It had Jason Segel. It had Martin Starr, which you'd definitely know from a few movies. Busy Phillips, you would definitely know from a few series as well when you saw her face. A lot of them. And like obviously there's a lot of the recurring cast of people who end up working up into just that sort of like mainstream comedy in terms of films in those 2000s. 2010 is different. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't even really remember like a great. There would be a lot,
but like I said though, like someone like Chris Illy, who's an amazing creator and is a funny motherfucker. He can't really make. Well, he can still make content, I guess, but the type of humor he is good at, people are going to want to go, oh, fun and offensive.
People didn't like Lunatics on Netflix.
I liked it. I thought it was
too.
funny because I liked all his other shit. But I sort of got the sense that he had to tame it down.
He did.
Like it wasn't like Angry Boys, or it wasn't like Jonah from Tonga.
Which is interesting because those were like ABC, which is like Australians, like government funded.
Yeah, that's right.
Station.
It's exactly right. It's the Australian Broadcasting Company. It's like almost like you go there with projects and they'll be like, yeah, we'll fund it. We'll help you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's crazy. I feel like he doesn't fit in. It's just not accepted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a base for it, and I guess like in 2021, you can build an audience off like anything these days. Like no matter how niche what you're doing is, great. That didn't make sense whatsoever. No matter how niche
you
what
fucking
you're doing
lost me.
No matter how niche. Look, I've been up since like 3 a.m. I've had open this morning. My brain is fried. What I'm trying to say is like no matter how niche of the content that you make is, you can find an audience for it and build a solid living off it. This is a bit of a longer stretch, but it sort of relates to, you'll see these girls on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok obviously maybe a bit of a bigger following, but Instagram maybe like less than 10K. And they're making like $2,000, $3,000 a month on OnlyFans. You know what I mean? And like they're making content for these social medias, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram specifically, and harnessing audiences and making all this money. And then from there, you have the ability to like go into other stuff as well. I don't know. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a all right comparison.
But I don't know. It's in terms of like, you know, you don't have to have a big audience to make a living.
If Chris Illy ever made an OnlyFans as Jamae, I'll become a.
That is not where I was going with that whatsoever.
Oh well, I was.
You dirty cunt. I don't know. I think it's interesting how like this is like, I can't believe we've gone from like, you know, comedy to this conversation. But it's interesting how I don't know, things have changed in terms of like even like the last few years. Like I always think about like, I look at things and go, how can I take like what these OnlyFans girls are doing and make it? I think we
be
actually
hot, be naked,
yes,
and do shit when people ask you to do it.
Okay, let's just backtrack on that. Am I hot? Yes. Can I be naked? I can be.
But no one really wants to see it.
No, and that's the problem. So that's why I would make it as an OnlyFans creator.
Like you wouldn't be worth $10.
That's kind of mean. I think somebody would pay for my naked body.
Like I wouldn't be worth $10.
No, you'd be.
So it's mean. It's mean, but at least like I know my self-worth as well.
You aren't worth a fucking penny on OnlyFans, my friend.
Okay, all right. Getting
a
little bit harsh now. I was gonna say you'd be like a $6.99 kind of guy.
You know what? That's very kind of you. It's like we were saying before. It's like you said before, like we started recording. It's like, should we just ditch videos and make podcasts? I'm like,
yes,
yeah, but I like videos.
Yeah, I like videos too. That's why we have a video podcast.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Which I've had to talk you so many times to not cancel the video podcast. You can fucking see on the channel when the views dropped is when you stopped doing the video podcast.
Because it took too much effort. We could go on for days talking about the fact that, I've got too much going on. I'm working part-time at fucking McDonald's. I work full-time. Think about this right now. I'm working full-time. I'm doing a weekly podcast and a weekly bonus podcast, and I'm working on videos right now. Obviously, the video thing I'm still working out and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I'm not.
You're not okay.
I'm not okay. I don't know. I'm working so much harder now than I did before. I'm not doing all right, Ben. Fuck you.
But at the same time, where are you mentally now?
Oh, exactly.
You know, you now is probably the best I've ever seen you, which sounds terrible, but like you have so much more time to focus on doing your shit.
That is so nice of you.
Yeah, I wonder why Marty didn't take off. It's probably because that fucking retard playing him. Oh, wait, that's you.
Thank you for setting me up for a good clip that I can use on social media to help grow the channel. I appreciate that, Ben.
It's all right. I expect my 5 cents from that.
Fuck you, cunt. You get nothing. I miss making videos, though. I miss filming shit and doing it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not going to say I miss it. I enjoy, like, let me finish. I miss the fun we used to have while doing it. Like when the type of humor that would come out and the type of like day it would be was always the funniest fucking day you'd ever have. But at the end of it, you'd go back and go, I don't like that shot. Like I don't miss looking back at the footage of it and going, I fucking hate that. That didn't turn out the way we thought it would. You know, because that like your day's going really well, and then you watch it back and go, we basically have to redo all of that shit again. And the second time you do it, you're way too focused on trying to make it right. You lose the joy.
I think, and this is like, I don't like talking about Ennui stuff on the main podcast, but I think it's good to be very transparent about it. It's like, I want to be putting out videos every week. And I filmed a video like 2 weeks ago with a great script. I read you the script and you thought it was good. And I put it together and I did it. And I was just looking at it and it was good. Does it make sense when I say it? Yeah, that's it. It was good. It was good, but I fucking hated it.
That was me for like maybe 90% of the time we shot shit. Because I'd have it in my mind how like I thought it would go, and then we'd do it, and they'd be like, "This is nowhere near."
We're not filming
where I thought it was going to come from. That's right. So if we ever took off, I would much prefer just to be like some sort of a fucking nobody who just helps behind the scenes and does all that shit.
I think that we can produce good content. We absolutely can. And
we just need people who know what they're fucking doing.
But you know what, Ben? We fucking do. I think we set ourselves a high standard. I think the fact that when it goes back to, let's go back to old Marty's Internet Show, and we look at the fact that I like how like for this podcast and last podcast, how it's like you know, good banter here and there, and now I'm getting passionate about talking about this shitty web series that I did like years ago. But it's funny how back then it was like I want to make a TV show for the internet when that just isn't what grows. And I think it was like we set this high standard for ourselves, even though we're using a shitty 1080 Canon camera that when you look at it like any bigger than like fucking this size on a fucking screen, it looks like shit. And our audio is not amazing, blah, blah, blah. Like, we've got fucking good audio now. Like, obviously, with my side, you've got my old mic in terms of the podcast. I've got nice clip mics for the videos. Webcam. Exactly, which I think makes a difference. Obviously, I want to get you one of these Sony cameras, get you a fucking light so I can see your fucking face, cunt. That's fine. I realize
is my screen not bright enough?
No, it's right. It's actually not that bad.
I can turn the brightness up. Why didn't you do it earlier? Now I feel like it's fuckwit.
It's not that bad. No, now I can see. To be fair,
this arm is in the fucking way.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's fine. It's not even that bad. But I think it's like, I don't know. We had this. We really wanted to make it work. I think we all did.
Yeah, but I think at the same time we really needed to find our footing.
That's it.
Like we wanted to be something. Well, when I joined, I wanted this to be something that's really no longer around, which was a company like Rooster Teeth.
And which is still around, but it's not an internet company.
But it's around, but it's not what it used to be.
Fuck no.
They've evolved with what they had to do, which is great for them. Like they're fucking huge now, which is amazing. They've always been big, but now they're really like they're fucking hitting targets that probably nobody back then ever thought they could ever hit.
Fuck no.
But it has come with massive losses. Like they've had heaps of scandals. They've had, you know. I wouldn't want that for our company. I wouldn't want that for Ennui.
No, exactly. So if they find out what I've been keeping in my basement, then we're not going to have a good time.
More like who you've been keeping in your basement. Look, by the way, it's sad that... Oh, no, I'm not going to say that joke. That's fucked if I say that joke. I'm glad that you did not say it this time. I'll tell you after the podcast.
I think that we can still do it. And you can even see like what the vision of Ennui is right now as well. Like the production value of the podcast is really good right now. I think it's probably been a good thing that I've limited to just like, it's me and you, and then it's me and now Sam. And I, this is just like, this is putting you on the spot as well, but it's like, I just decided that I wanted to have somebody else besides you. I needed to have somebody every other week.
Fuck you.
And obviously things will change in the future, whatever. But it's like, I felt like I had such a good connection with him that you know what it was? It complemented.
It kind of feels like you're breaking up with me. I'm going to be honest.
I know. And I'm very sorry for that. I feel like what I have with Sam complements what I have with you. Do you know what I mean?
Why? Because he doesn't bully you?
He doesn't bully me. He's very, very kind to me. He actually sucks up so much that I love it. No, but it's like it complements. They're different types of podcasts.
That's like the angel and the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, you're the devil, for cunt.
I'm so fucking definitely the devil.
Oh, fuck you are. I don't know. I think it's just like it complements each other. And I was like, someone said to me recently, like a while ago, actually, I should say, not recently. Yeah, maybe you should like just not have just not random people, but it's like
you never really had random people. You always had somebody of value on the podcast. But I think the problem was that the themes of the podcast would change every week. So you'd have one with me, which was always just like a fuck around. We would talk about certain topics, but we would just be telling jokes or stories or whatever and talking about the future. But then you'd have like a creator on the next week, and it would be like a very structured
interview. Yeah, absolutely.
Like it almost felt like you went from talking shit to doing interviews every week.
And the just to be transparent with our fans, all four of them listening right now, pretty much it's Ben Sam every Monday. If I get an interview in, it's just going to be a bonus episode. It's not going to be the week's main episode. Exactly. Yeah. And I think it's the best way to do it at this stage.
Yeah, it's still good to have oh, my voice popped.
It's still good to have.
It's still good to have like other social media people on there. But I feel like it can't be an interview. It has to be a fuck around as well.
I feel like I've got to find that balance as well. Yeah. Like that's the thing, like I don't know. And I think I can do that now. I think that like after the episode, did you see that I did the episode with the Beef Boys? With those two nice American fellows from the podcast, the Beef Boys, and their podcast is quite good. Yeah, they did.
Must be a thing. Must just be you. Must just be a target. I think we've spoken about that too.
Can we skip over this topic? I don't want to talk about them and all any of that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Calm down.
Okay. Sorry.
Fuck.
I don't know. I feel like. From after the episode of the Beef Boys, I've pretty much figured out, let's just talk shit, and it's good. One thing they said in their podcast was, like, because I had done this thing where it's like, oh, I've planned like the thumbnail and like the main topic of the podcast for the episode straight away. If we get to it, we get to it. If we don't, they said you can do that with every type of content on YouTube except podcasts. And you know what, cunt? You know what? James Miller, Andrew Miller, Cousins in Arms, you're fucking right. You are right. Like, obviously, like, I've had topic, like, I have one or two planned if everything goes to shit. But, like, the one for the last episode, I'm not going to use that. The one for this episode, I'm not going to use that. It just is what it is. I've got something there. If we get to it, we get to it. If we don't, we don't. Who gives a flying hoot? Do you know what I'm saying?
The viewers.
I don't really take it. You know what? We don't have any.
No, fuck them.
I think we have a good, but like the podcast has a good feel. I think that podcast theme, custom made by our man Carl Weber, it has a good vibe to it. It's better than the original podcast theme we had like years ago. It feels like us. It feels.
I can't even remember the old podcast theme.
One of the old one was like.
There's been a few.
There has been a few, and they're all like, they all matched what we were at the time. Now, like if I looked at my business,
the old Ennui theme where it was like a ping pong like noise?
We still use that.
Oh, really?
All the time.
I keep fucking hitting my desk with something and it's really loud.
You need to stop doing that because it's going to peak our audio listeners and our video listeners because they listen to the audio. But I think like now our audience, like especially with the podcast, it's like it's our age. I feel like it's that 23 to 30. You know what I mean? Like, and we can still make jokes that we used to make back then.
Cunt.
No, I know, but okay, 22.
I'm not 22.
21.
Thank you.
to 30. But it's like, it's that sort of thing. It's like, we aren't like just making kiddie humor anymore and all that sort of like bullshit. You know what I mean? Like we actually make jokes and have humor that is based. Based is the best way to describe our humor. You know what I'm
Our
saying?
content's like porn videos. Like there's a little bit of a script, but not really. Like you know it's going to start a certain way and then finish the way you know it's going to finish. You know,
With
and I think
Carmel.
that right there is going to be the best fucking example I could ever give.
Please do not give any more examples on this podcast.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Did I show you New Zealand Today like years ago?
No.
It was a guy called, I can't remember his name. I need to look it up. New Zealand Today. I definitely did. I definitely have. If I look at New Zealand Today.
Honestly, I just repress all my memories with you.
You don't. Guy Williams, his name was. Great little comedian. He hosted a show called New Zealand Today on his YouTube channel called New Zealand Today.
Did he have Jimmy Jackson on it?
No, Jimmy Jackson is not funny.
Wow,
He's all right.
That's controversial.
He's a 5 out of 10. I think I showed you the video called "The Mystery of the Mount Albert Barbecue Noodle House," where it was the two. There's two noodle houses. One is the Mount Albert Barbecue Noodle House, and right next door is the Mount Albert Barbecue Noodle House. Both with exactly the same name, and they were cousins. Like one had the name of the original restaurant, blah, 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 and he moves next door. So he sits in front of the two restaurants and tastes different dishes from each one to see which one's the best. And both of them taste exactly the same. So then he has an award night for barbecue noodle houses. And then he he presents the award. The winner of the best barbecue noodle house in Mount Albert is the Mount Albert Barbecue Noodle House. So they both come up and get the award. But one of them is like really into it, and the other guy has his face blurred. He must have given like clearance to his face and shit.
Yeah, permission. Yeah.
But okay, it's documentary content that's comedy rather than mockumentary. One thing that I was about to call him friend of the show, but he fucking edits shit for us, and he's like we do movie reviews together. Kaz Ghost. I asked him the other day, like, what content do you enjoy that we've made? Because he's watched obviously everything. I think he's probably in the
He
only
kind of
people that's
fucking
ever
has
done
to
that.
edit it.
No, but like even like back in the day,
It's
like all the old.
It's not even like a
content
fucking choice for him. It's like, do your job, slave.
slave. Look, we promote slave labor here at Ennui. We are Ennui. I was about to do the
Don't fucking pay any of us.
the Illuminati
Fuck me,
symbol
you
that
are
Jim Carrey
terrible.
did. Yeah. Anyway, well, I've actually made that sound near young children, and they've actually run away.
Yeah.
Regardless.
I believe it.
He said like just the one where like it's not really scripted and it's not really playing a character. It's just you fucking around. Like he really liked the Omni Coffee Clubs where we just like fucked around.
That's
Obviously
what we did though. We fucked around.
there's a balance. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have the
but, like,
story.
it has to be the same vibe as the podcast, I reckon.
Oh, it does. It does absolutely.
Because we tried to be like unofficially scripted for that, and it came
In a
out
way.
like, it almost came out like we had guns pointed at our dicks.
Do you think?
Yeah, like I felt very tense doing it. Like I felt like
it was very, very what do you call it? Very, very it wasn't scripted, it was so structured. Do you know what I mean? It was beat. But here's an example. Remember that guy I mentioned at the start of the episode, Quadeca, who did like the 12 styles of rap? Yeah. So he's been on a lot of videos for this channel called Hive Mind. And Hive Mind I was watching them today and I'm like, this is what me and Ben are. Like this is absolutely what we are. Like, but their videos, if I just go to Hive Mind, it's rap related, I should say. But it's like, for example, guess the rapper from the cartoon puns. It's like a little cartoon picture, and you're gonna guess, oh, like this is actually like what it's referring to. Like, what's an example? No, I can't think of one off the top of my head. That's probably like a very, very horrible example of a video.
like a horse and a big black gay dude.
What would that be? Oh, Lil Nas
Lil
X.
Nas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Guess the popular rap song from the sample. Guess the album from the color palette. Guess the video game from the soundtrack. Best rap song of each year. Tier list, like some tier list videos.
Shit.
Guess a song from 1/8 second of audio. Like they've gone down, like 1 second of audio, down. And like it's like they do the challenge, on that. But in between, there's like all these bits that they do. What are they called? The name's Riley and Graydon. But there was a bit in a video where Graydon.
Right.
But there's a bit in a video where he changed his name to Dignan. So like everything in the video is referred to as Dignan, which just makes no sense whatsoever.
Digny's balls.
But they did a bit recently where it was like they were talking about Pokemon. And he's like, oh yeah, what do you call him? He called him Ass. No, you mean Ash? Yeah, Ass. Ass Ketchup. Like it's like no, that's not his fucking like. And it's like he is. I am Dignan. You are Riley Savage. Like the sort of straight guy who's like obviously. You know, we both do bits. That's a really bad way to describe it. But it's like it's just fucking around. But there's bits between every like little bit of the thing. Like the whole video is just them like, oh, I tried to guess like 1/8 of the video. And like when he can't guess it, he just makes like a random like guess. Like, oh, that's from that Nickelback song. This is how you remind me. And obviously it's not. It's from you know, I don't know, Lil Nas X, Industry Baby. You know what I mean? He obviously gets it wrong.
That song has been playing heaps on the radio.
It's a good song.
Yeah, but like the first line always catches me.
What? Why? Say it to me.
Isn't it like the I need a boy who can cuddle all night?
Is that in Industry Baby?
I thought so.
It's not the first line because the first line of Industry Baby is "Baby back a couple racks couple grammars on them, couple racks
lyrics up.
Bring it up for me, Daddy. Just while he's looking that up, please subscribe to Omni Plus on Patreon. Bonus podcast every week. We've got some good movie reviews. We've got some bonus episodes with me, Ben, Sam, Ennui OG members. We've got some like fuck arounds. Recently we've been doing some Ennui quests as well, which is with me and Chris play AI Dungeon, and we have a quest. If you want to know the episode for this week, I really can't be bothered getting it up, but I will because I'm a good person. It's actually an Ennui Film Cum review. Ennui Film Cum, me and Casper watched Superbad, and that's what we reviewed. So that's what's coming out this Wednesday on Ennui Talk Extra on Ennui Plus. Go to Ennui.plus. We have a link somewhere. Have you found the fucking lyrics?
It's not Industry Baby. It's That's What I Want.
Never heard it.
And the first line is, need a boy who can cuddle with me all night, keep me warm, love me long, be my sunlight, tell me lies, we can argue, we can fight. Yeah, we did it before, but we'll do it tonight.
I don't think he's gay.
An Afro boy with gold teeth with dark skin looking at me like he know me. I wonder if he got the G or the B. Let me find out and see. Coming over to me. Yeah. And that song's been playing fucking heaps on the radio here in town. And like I'm in at work and I'll just hear I need a boy who can cuddle me all night. I'm just like, oh.
If you think those lyrics are crazy, have you heard of any of Tyler the Creator's like lyrics from like his older stuff? Not like his.
Yeah, but did it ever play on like public radio?
100% it did.
Bullshit.
Okay, the song Yonkers.
I fucking guarantee you. 100%. Like one of his older songs hasn't played on 98.1 Power FM.
I 100%. Maybe not 98.1 Power FM, but it would have played on all the mainstream radios.
Yeah, but like a little country town radio station playing shit like that. I wonder how many phone calls they get a day.
Can I actually rap to you some Tyler the Creator in his voice?
Oh, God, please no.
Okay, ready? Give me a. Actually, you know what? Get on your phone, type in Yonkers, Tyler the Creator instrumental, and play it for me, and I'll rap it. And it's going to be out of sync as fuck because that's how podcasts work. But it's going to be good. Ready? Yonkers, spelt Y-O.
Thanks.
N.
I fucking worked that out.
Okay.
Ready? It's about to play.
Okay, ready? Hurry up. Is there an ad? Hurry up. You right? Turn it up.
Well, you can't. You're not going to believe it. It jumped to my AirPods again.
Did it really? You're a piece of shit. Really?
I'm going to play it now. I know you. I can't hear you, but I'm going to play it.
Okay. There we go. Okay, ready? Oh. Wolf. Haley. Go. Okay, ready? Here's my Tyler Creator impression. Ready? I'm a fucking walking paradox. No, I'm not. Threesomes with a fucking triceratops reptile. Rapping as I'm mocking death rocks cause. Wearing synthetic wigs made of anwars. Dreadlocks. Bedrock harder than I'm not doing this. No, I'm done. I can't. This is horrible. I'm not doing it anymore. Ben, I know you can't hear me, but stop the fucking song.
I can't hear.
Look, hey Ben, look, I don't want to play it anymore. He has a really good line in here.
Technical difficulties. Cut to an ad or something.
Can you cut to an ad? Omni Plus. We're actually putting videos on the main channel. So if a video is out by now, check the main channel. There will be one out for you to watch. Maybe at this time, we'll see. Can you hear me now, or am I just talking shit? By the way, we have a big archive of like over 100 episodes when we talk extra, and on the writer's room we talk exclusively about the content we make. There's some good stuff in there. Really, like there's some. Honestly, what's my favorite one? We did an episode one day.
Yeah, I got it.
Where we pretty much, and you just fucked your own video, and now the fans are gonna be like, "Oh, you cut out, Ben. Where did you go? Where did you go, mate?" Why do I sound like what's that guy? Fucking Damon Darren.
Oh, where's me lighter?
Your audio sounds like absolute dog right now.
I wonder if it's jumped. I bet 100%. Or you're gonna fucking hate me. You are gonna fucking hate me.
You're gonna have to do it again, aren't you?
No,
come on, hurry up.
It's jumped from my mic to my AirPods as the microphone.
You're kidding. So right now we're listening to Ben exclusively on the 3rd generation Apple AirPods.
Hey, you know what's fucked? It won't let me change it while I'm recording, which is amazing that it did it in the first place.
You should be able to change it. Are you seriously telling me?
I wish I was fucking around, cunt. Like, I honestly do wish I was joking.
We're ending the podcast then. We're already 42 minutes in. You're a piece of shit.
It's not my fault. You wanted me to play the fucking music.
It's not my fault. You wanted to rap on the podcast.
It
La
is.
la la.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on the On We Talk
Now my
podcast.
screen's all zoomed out. What the fuck's happening? Fuck.
You've ruined the podcast, Ben.
Yeah, well, let me zoom out. It just keeps zooming in. Every time I press zoom out, it zooms in even further.
You know what? This is, you're lucky that people on TikTok like this sort of content. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on social media.
What the fuck is
Listen
happening?
on Spotify. I don't know if people actually know, but if you listen on Spotify, there's actually a little question that we ask you, and you can answer it. Would you like to do that, fans? Thanks for listening. Subscribe to Omni Radio.
Sorry, guys.
Subscribe to the main channel.
My bad.
Any final words, Ben? Even though you're fucking, listening to those 3rd generation Apple AirPods.
Not even 3rd generation, can't be 2nd gen.
Can't you afford it?
Nah. Because someone doesn't pay me.
Bye, guys.